Hello, and welcome back to our daily English talk.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here today.
If you're new here, please click that subscribe button and like this video.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Roy. Didn't you know this is a place to practice listening and speaking with simple real English?
Please help us by liking this video and subscribing. It means a lot to us.
Today feels like a very relaxed day, Emma, and I feel ready to talk slowly and comfortably. I am sitting here and thinking about simple things that make me happy inside. When I feel calm like this, I enjoy sharing easy stories and friendly ideas. I think our listeners might feel the same way when they listen quietly.
I feel the same way, Roy, and I am breathing slowly as we begin our talk. I like when our conversations feel warm and not rushed at all. It makes my heart feel safe, and I imagine our listeners feeling safe too. This feeling helps people enjoy English without fear.
While sitting here, I started thinking about movies because movies often make people feel many emotions. Sometimes movies make us smile, and sometimes they make us quiet and thoughtful. Movies can also help people relax after a long day. I feel that movies are something many people enjoy together.
That is a very nice thought, Roy, and movies are special for me too. When I think about movies, I remember sitting comfortably and watching stories on a screen. I often feel close to the characters, even if they are not real. This makes movies feel like friends sometimes.
Curious, Emma, when you think about movies, do you remember the first movie you really loved? I am asking because first memories are often very strong and warm. I remember how surprised I felt watching my first favorite movie. That memory still feels soft and clear in my mind.
When you ask that, Roy, I pause for a moment and look inside my memory. I remember sitting quietly and watching a movie with my family. I did not understand every word, but I understood the feeling. That feeling stayed with me for a long time.
I like how you talk about feelings, Emma, because movies are not only about words. Sometimes we just feel happy or calm while watching. Even without understanding everything, we can still enjoy the story. That makes movies very friendly for everyone.
Yes, Roy, and I think this is why movies are good for English learners too. You can listen, watch, and feel the story at the same time. There is no pressure to be perfect. You can simply enjoy the moment and relax your mind.
Today, our topic is talking about favorite movies in a simple and easy way. We want our listeners to feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. There is no right or wrong answer when talking about movies. Everyone's favorite movie is special to them.
I really like that idea, Roy, because it removes fear from speaking. When people talk about movies they love, their voice becomes softer and more confident. I imagine someone listening and quietly saying the movie name in their mind. That small action is already good practice.
When I talk about my favorite movie, I feel relaxed because it is something personal. I do not need difficult words to explain my feelings. I can say simple things like how it made me feel. That simplicity is very comforting to me.
I agree, and I think simple words are powerful. Saying, I like this movie, or this movie makes me happy is enough. We do not need long explanations. Simple sentences help the heart feel calm and open.
Curious, Emma, when you watch a movie, do you prefer watching alone or with someone? I ask this because people enjoy movies in different ways. Some people like quiet moments alone. Others like sharing reactions with friends.
That is a nice question, Roy, and I take a moment to think before answering. Sometimes I enjoy watching alone and feeling the story deeply. Other times, I enjoy watching with someone and hearing them laugh or react. Both ways feel special to me.
I like that answer because it shows there is no single correct way to enjoy a movie. Everyone can choose what feels best for them. This idea is also true for learning English. Each person can learn in their own gentle way.
That connection makes me feel happy, Roy, because it reminds listeners to be kind to themselves. Learning English should feel like watching a favorite movie. It should feel calm, enjoyable, and safe. That feeling helps people continue learning.
As we talk, I imagine someone listening while sitting comfortably. Maybe they are on a chair or maybe they are lying down and resting. They are listening quietly and following our words. That image makes me speak more slowly and gently.
I imagine that too, and it makes my voice softer. I hope listeners feel no rush at all. They can pause, breathe, and listen again if they want. English practice can be slow and peaceful.
In this first part, we are only opening the door to our topic. We are not going deep yet. We are just sitting together and feeling comfortable. This moment is about building trust and calm.
Yes, and I want to tell our listeners that it is okay to just listen now. You do not need to speak yet. Listening is already learning. Your ears and your heart are already working together.
I feel very grateful to share this quiet moment with you, Emma. Talking about movies feels warm and friendly. It reminds me that English can be simple and human. That thought gives me confidence.
I feel grateful too, Roy, and I hope listeners feel that warmth as well. In the next part, we will slowly talk more about favorite movies. We will continue step by step. There is no hurry at all.
As we continue talking, Emma, I feel very relaxed standing here with you in this conversation. I imagine us sitting comfortably and taking our time. There is no rush, and every word can move slowly. This feeling makes it easier to talk about movies naturally.
I feel the same calm feeling, Roy, and I like how our talk flows softly. When we speak slowly, I feel my shoulders relax. It helps me think clearly and choose simple words. I hope listeners feel that same ease inside them.
Emma, when someone asks you about your favorite movie, how do you usually feel inside? I ask because some people feel shy and others feel excited. I sometimes feel both at the same time. My heart feels warm, but my mind moves carefully.
When someone asks me that question, Roy, I pause for a moment before answering. I feel a small smile on my face because movies bring good memories. At the same time, I think about how to explain my feelings simply. That moment of thinking feels gentle, not stressful.
I really like that you take a pause because pauses are very natural. They give us time to breathe and think. When I talk about my favorite movie, I also pause and look inside my memory. I try to remember how the movie made me feel.
Yes, and feelings are very important when talking about movies. We do not need to explain the story in detail. We can just talk about emotions like happy, sad, or relaxed. These words are simple, but they say a lot.
When I think about my favorite movie, I remember sitting quietly and watching the screen. I felt calm and safe during that time. The movie helped me forget my worries for a while. That feeling is why I still like it today.
That sounds very comforting, Roy. And I think many people feel the same way. Movies can feel like a small break from life. When I watch my favorite movie, I feel like I am in another place. It helps my mind rest.
Do you usually remember the place where you watched your favorite movie, Emma? Sometimes the place feels as important as the movie itself. I remember the room, the light, and even the quiet sounds around me. These details stay in my mind.
That is a lovely question, Roy. And yes, I often remember the place. I remember sitting comfortably and feeling relaxed. The room felt peaceful, and I felt close to the people around me. Those small details make the memory stronger.
I think these small details are easy to talk about in English. We can say simple things like, I watched it at home, or I watched it with my family. These sentences are short, but they feel warm and clear.
I agree. And using simple sentences helps us feel confident. When learners hear these sentences, they can repeat them quietly. Repeating simple ideas helps English feel more natural. It slowly becomes part of the mind.
Sometimes people think they need big words to talk about movies, but that is not true. Simple English is enough to share real feelings. Saying, I like this movie because it makes me happy, is already very good. That sentence carries honesty.
That honesty is very important, Roy, and listeners should remember that. English does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. Even slow English with pauses is still good English. What matters is the feeling behind the words.
When I imagine a listener practicing, I see them speaking softly to themselves. Maybe they say the movie name quietly. Maybe they say one short sentence. That small practice is already a big step forward.
I imagine that too, and it makes me smile. Learning can happen in very quiet moments. You do not need to speak loudly or fast. You can practice in your own safe space.
Emma, do you think favorite movies can change over time? I feel like mine change as I grow older. Movies that felt exciting before now feel calm or thoughtful. This change feels very natural to me.
That is very true, Roy, and I feel the same way. As we change, our feelings change too. A movie that once made me laugh may now make me think deeply. That change shows growth inside us.
Talking about this change is also simple in English. We can say things like, I liked this movie before, or now I like this movie. These sentences are easy and clear. They help us talk about time gently.
Yes, and listeners can choose one sentence that feels right for them. They do not need to say everything at once. One sentence is enough for today. Tomorrow, they can say another sentence.
As we continue this conversation, I feel more comfortable speaking. That comfort comes from knowing there is no pressure. This is just a friendly talk between two people. I want listeners to feel that same comfort.
I want that too, Roy, and I hope they feel supported. In the next part, we will continue talking more about personal feelings and memories with movies. We will continue slowly and kindly. Everything will stay simple and warm.
As we move into this part, Emma, I feel a deeper sense of calm between us. Our conversation feels slower and more comfortable now. I imagine we are sitting quietly, maybe with a warm drink nearby. This calm space makes it easier to talk about personal feelings.
I feel that calm too, Roy, and it makes my breathing feel steady. When a conversation feels safe, it is easier to share small memories. I like this feeling because it reminds me that English can be gentle. I hope listeners feel wrapped in this calm mood.
When I think more deeply about my favorite movie, I notice how it connects to my life. It reminds me of a time when I needed comfort. Watching that movie helped me feel less alone. That feeling stays with me even now.
That connection feels very real, Roy, and I think many people understand it. Movies can quietly support us during difficult times. They do not ask questions or rush us. They just stay with us until we feel a little better.
Curious, Emma, do you ever feel that a movie understands you without words? Sometimes I feel that the story matches my emotions. Even if I cannot explain it clearly, I still feel understood. That feeling feels very soft and kind.
Yes, I feel that often, Roy, and it surprises me sometimes. A movie can show feelings that are hard to say out loud. I may feel sad or hopeful, and the movie reflects that feeling. It makes me feel seen in a quiet way.
Smiling, I like how you describe that because it shows how powerful simple stories can be. Even with simple language, movies can touch our hearts. This reminds me that English does not need to be complex to be meaningful. Simple words can carry deep feelings.
That is very comforting to hear, and it is important for learners to remember. When you talk about a movie, you can speak from your heart. You do not need long explanations. One honest feeling is enough to connect with someone.
Sometimes when I practice English, I imagine talking about my favorite movie to a friend. I picture their face and imagine them listening kindly. This imagination helps me feel less nervous. It turns practice into a friendly moment.
That is a lovely way to practice, Roy, and it feels very natural. I imagine listeners doing the same thing. They might practice alone, but they are not really alone. Our voices are here with them, supporting them gently.
I think confidence grows slowly, like a small light. Each time you say a sentence about a movie, that light becomes brighter. Even if the sentence is simple, it matters. Confidence comes from trying, not from being perfect.
I agree deeply, and I want listeners to feel proud of small steps. Saying, I like this movie, is already an achievement. Feeling comfortable with that sentence is very important. Every small success builds strength inside.
When I remember my early days of speaking English, I remember feeling unsure. I worried about mistakes and pauses. But over time, I learned that pauses are okay. Silence can be part of communication too.
That is an important lesson, Roy, and it helps reduce fear. Silence does not mean failure. It means thinking and breathing. Allowing silence makes conversations feel more human and kind.
Smiling, talking about movies is a safe topic because there's no test. No one is checking your answers. You are simply sharing what you enjoy. That freedom makes speaking feel lighter and more joyful.
Yes, and joy is a wonderful teacher. When you enjoy the topic, learning feels easier. Your voice sounds more natural. Your body feels more relaxed. Joy quietly supports progress.
Curious, Emma, do you think movies can help people feel brave enough to speak English? I feel that watching stories in English can slowly reduce fear. Hearing voices and emotions again and again builds familiarity. That familiarity brings courage.
I truly believe that, Roy, and I have seen it happen. When people watch movies, they hear real voices and rhythms. Over time, these sounds feel normal. Speaking then feels less scary and more possible.
Smiling, I like how you say more possible, because that feeling is very important. English does not need to feel far away. It can feel close and friendly. Talking about movies brings English into daily life.
And daily life is where learning grows best. When English feels connected to things we love, it stays longer in our minds. Movies become bridges between language and emotion. That connection is very strong.
Thinking, as we come near the end of this part, I feel very calm and thankful. Sharing these thoughts feels meaningful. I hope listeners feel encouraged and supported. We are walking together, step by step.
I feel the same gratitude, Roy, and I hope listeners feel ready for the final part. In the next part, we will gently bring our conversation to a close. We will stay warm, slow, and supportive until the end.
As we begin this final part, Emma, I feel a quiet and peaceful mood around us. It feels like the end of a calm evening conversation. I imagine the room becoming softer and more relaxed. This feeling helps me speak slowly and carefully.
I feel that peaceful mood too, Roy, and it makes my heart feel warm. Ending a conversation like this feels gentle and safe. There is no rush to finish. We can take our time and enjoy these last moments together.
When I look back at our talk about favorite movies, I notice how natural it feels. We did not try to teach or explain too much. We simply shared feelings and thoughts. That makes this conversation feel very human to me.
I agree, and that human feeling is very important. When English feels human, it feels possible. Listeners can hear our voices and imagine their own voice joining in. That imagination is already a kind of speaking practice.
I want listeners to remember that talking about movies does not need pressure. You do not need to remember details or names. You can talk about how the movie made you feel. Feelings are always enough.
Yes, and even saying one feeling word is okay. Saying happy or calm or sad is meaningful. Those words come from the heart. When words come from the heart, they feel true and strong.
Sometimes people worry about forgetting words while speaking. I understand that feeling very well. But forgetting words is not a problem. You can pause, breathe, and continue slowly. Communication is still happening.
That is very comforting to hear, and I hope listeners believe it. Pauses are natural and kind. They give space for thinking. Silence does not break a conversation, it simply softens it.
When I imagine someone talking about their favorite movie in English, I see them smiling gently. They might feel shy, but they are still trying. That effort is something to be proud of. Trying is already success.
I love that idea, Roy, because pride helps confidence grow. Even a quiet voice can be confident. Even slow English can be strong. Confidence does not need loud words. It grows quietly inside.
When I think about movies, I imagine them ending with a calm moment. And this conversation feels like that. The story slows down and gently closes. There is no sudden stop, just a soft ending that feels complete. I like endings like this.
I like them too, because they let feelings settle. Ending slowly gives the mind time to rest. It also helps listeners feel calm instead of rushed. Calm endings feel respectful and warm.
Curious, Emma, if you were talking to a friend about movies, what simple sentence would you say first? I ask because first sentences matter. They open the door to conversation. Simple openings feel friendly.
I would probably say something very easy, Roy. I might say, I like this movie very much. That sentence feels safe and clear. It invites the other person to listen without pressure.
That is a perfect example, and it shows how easy speaking can be. One simple sentence is enough to begin. After that, the conversation can grow naturally, or it can stay simple. Both ways are okay.
Yes, and listeners can choose what feels right for them. They can speak more or less. They can listen more or speak more. Learning is personal, and that freedom is important.
I want to take a quiet moment to thank everyone who is listening. Your time and attention matter. Sitting and listening is not passive. It is an active step toward confidence.
I want to thank them too, and I hope they feel proud of themselves. Even listening to English takes courage. Choosing to practice is a kind and brave decision. That choice matters.
As we finish, I want listeners to remember one simple thing. English is not a test here. It is a tool for sharing feelings and stories. Talking about movies is just one gentle way to practice.
And you can practice anytime, anywhere. You can think about a movie quietly. You can say one sentence out loud. You can repeat it softly. Every small moment helps your English grow.
I feel very calm and happy as we reach the end of this conversation. Talking with you always feels supportive, Emma. I hope listeners feel that same support around them now.
I feel happy too, Roy, and I hope listeners carry this calm feeling with them. They can take it into their day or into their next practice. English can stay gentle and friendly.
Thank you for spending this time with us and for listening so carefully. We will meet again and talk about simple, real topics. Until then, please be kind to yourself and speak slowly.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. Keep enjoying English in small and peaceful ways. We are always here to practice together. Goodbye for now, and take good care.